Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, I wanted to discuss the first anniversary celebration for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and more specifically, the good, the bad, and the whatever that has happened with this event, I guess, and with the first anniversary. So let's quickly hop into this. First and foremost, I do like the new loading screen. I think it's cool. I think it, literally brightens up the environment, but it kind of just adds a new element to it, and it kind of makes it a little bit more fun. So let's quickly talk about the new things that were added. So first and foremost, we got new alt arts for Eldritch, as well as, I believe, the Unicorn. Yeah, Nightmare Unicorn and Eldritch got new alt arts for a limited time. They're only available till March 27th, and you specifically have to pull for them. Now, I like the new alt arts. I don't like how they are implemented. I think it would be significantly better, and I think a lot of people would agree with this, if it was something that was just either craftable or just purchasable, right? Even if it was more expensive to actually craft these, like, for example, to craft an alt art Golden Lord, maybe it costs twice as many UR crafting points. I think that would be reasonable and not out of the realm of possibility, while still being advantageous. Now, obviously, they did this because they knew people would want these new alt arts, and they would spend a lot of money, specifically getting gems to get these. And also, due to the way that Japan works, they really like their gacha, and so this is their gacha system. I'm not a fan of it. Obviously, as a Westerner, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that idea of the, like, gacha system, but I get it, right? I really wanted the Golden Lord. I'm not going to craft it. And, well, I literally can't, and I'm not going to try and pull for it, because it's just not worth it. When Splight has also arrived. Where is it? Not here. But, yeah. Also, Unicorn, I actually don't like this artwork as much as the original artwork. I just think it's better. So, that's personal preference, though. Artwork aside, I think that them coming to the game is good. I think that's a positive. The way they are implemented, not so much. So, there you go. Pros and cons. Next up, we are going to go to the shop, and the, this is technically not part of the first year anniversary special, but let's be honest, it basically is. We got Splight. Now, I personally love Splight. Splight is incredibly fun to play, and it is very interesting in the way that it plays. It's very, very unique, and I could understand if people don't like playing against it, especially with like runic Splight and stuff like that. But honestly, I do like it, right? I'm sad that we didn't get it with tier to have those kind of at the same time, but honestly, I get it. We also got Exo Sisters and their new support. We got the new Punk support, and we got access to the Mortronic stuff as well. Bunch of really powerful stuff, but more specifically, just really fun stuff. And it did add a lot of power to the game, but it also added a lot of different things that you can try. I think this is a great pack for the first anniversary. And yeah, that's basically it. I just think it's really cool. We also technically got this one as well, which no one cares about because it's honestly terrible. There's not a single card in here that is really worth pulling for, unless you are specifically trying to build something like, I don't know, Slifer? Like, Blaster is cool. Yay, it's off the ban list. Change of Heart is off the ban list. Ancient Fairy Dragon is off the ban list. Everything else is just like, why would I ever? We also got Onebimaru from this pack, but you could also just craft it, so there's not really a point in that. All of the other stuff that's in here is, like, you can open packs for, like, you can get to the secret packs for some of these other decks if you want to build them. I think it's fine. It's similar to when the game first came out, they had, like, the meta decks, and, like, all of the meta packs, and then, like, all of the, like, OG packs, and legitimately all of the OG stuff was just, like, bait. It was just nostalgia bait, and this feels very similar. So, there's that. Now let's talk about the first anniversary bundle. Honestly, a lot of people have said, well, some people have said that this is a bit too expensive. I think otherwise. However, the biggest problem that I have with it is they choose literally the worst alternate artwork for Dark Magician to give us. I don't know why they chose this one. I legitimately don't. There are like 9 other better ones. Like literally every other one is better, and they chose this one. So there's that. I'm also not a fan of Royal Rares, but that's my thing. As for the rest of it, getting all of this stuff, you get the field, you get the icon, and the frame, and the artwork, and the new card, and the case and sleeves, and 30 packs for 3,000. I think it's reasonable. I don't think it's great, but I think it's reasonable. I think it could have been a little bit better. Like, I don't know. I think the mat itself, as well as, like, the Dark Magician, along with the 30 packs, is probably enough to make it worth the value. but I think it could have been a little bit better. This is the first anniversary. Like, we could have gotten actually some good stuff, right? But alas. Let's talk about the anniversary pack. This is absolute garbage. Just trash. It's so bad. The problem that I have with it is that it is only 8 specific packs, and it's specifically URs from these packs. Sorry, hold on. It's these secret packs, right? And you only get so many of them. And then you only get 1 UR from them guaranteed. So you're just pulling a pack that maybe you don't want at all. And it's also random. Like, legitimately. I didn't... Oh, well... Like, I didn't know which one was which, right? You don't know which one is which. And so, I pulled a Zark. Did I want a Zark? Not in the slightest. I would not have chosen this pack if I could have. Right? I would have chosen this one. And this one. And this one. And then I don't know, maybe this one. Because, like, there are good cards in those ones. I would not have chosen this one. Why? Because there's not really a good card that I want to pull from that pack. So, it's really annoying. Like, hey, cool, having a Royal Rare Tuning is nice. Having a Royal Rare Hot Red Archfiend, sure. Like, those are good, right? And it's like, I really wish that you could actually pull from specific packs and it wasn't just, like, random. But alas, you do you, boo. Sure. I think the way that, again, in concept, cool. In practice, not great. I think the implementation Konami really has a hard time with, but that's fine. We got the new structure deck, Vortex of Magic, which is actually very good. I think this is one of the best structure decks that we've had in terms of, like, meta relevance, and that's due to this card. This card is absolutely crazy. It adds power to Spiral, it adds power to basically everything, but the problem is that at the same time, while this came out, we also got Splight, so, like, everything else is dwarfed in comparison, but I do think that this is just one of the better structure decks in general. We get access to Souls, we get access to Illusion Chaos, and then also, if you're actually playing Dark Magician, you get, like, everything that you need from this, and Dark Magician was a fairly expensive deck, especially since this card, you actually had to pull for it in order to actually obtain it, which was really frustrating, and I hate that they did that, but hey, now we have access to it. I think this is great. We got some, like, random accessories, like the terrible, no good, very bad blue eyes. I'm sorry, this just doesn't look good. It's similar to Dark Magician. Like, they literally made their 2 most iconic monsters just look mid. I'm sorry. Like, in comparison to a lot of the other mates that we've had, like Gazelle, like, I mean, Trishula looks better, right? Cyber Dragon Infinity looks good. The White Baking Toad is by far the best. Right? Like, Revenged Slayer. Like, all of these mates are just a million times better. On top of that, like, Karakuri Barrel is better. Why is the Karakuri better than Dark Magician and Blue Eyes? Why did they do this? I don't know. I just think that they look, like, weird. They don't look good. Like, they both kind of look like toons. Hopefully that makes sense. And Dark Magician's face is a mess. Anyway. And then the last thing I want to talk about quickly is the events. Legend Anthology, as well as the XZ event, both of them are bad events. I think most events that Konami has done have been bad. These are 2 of the worst. They are not well balanced, they are not very fun, the rewards are ass, they came out at the same time, so you had to play 2 at the same time, which is not exactly the most fun. There's a repeat of, basically both of these are repeats of previous events. Legend Anthology is just the same thing as Theme Chronicle, but, like, worse because it's anime decks instead of just, like, solo mode decks, and also they nerf, like, everything because they just took away, like, a million hand traps, so you can't interact with your opponent. So if they play, like, you know, like a combo deck like DDD or something like that, yeah, that's super fun. And then on top of that, yeah, it's, like, not worth it to play for the rewards, right? It's also half the time, which is, like, okay, that's fine. And then we have the XZ event, which they legitimately forgot to ban Flying Sea, which says no. It just says no XZ summoning. You're not allowed to do that. Which is just, like, come on. They eventually emergency banned it, and then, you know, it's like, fine now. But also, the XZ event, just in general, I don't know. It's not great, right? So there's that. Also, the loner decks for both of these have been the worst loner decks that we've seen in a while. Especially right after we got Theme Chronicle, which had, like, some of the best loner decks that we've ever seen with, like, B-Trooper and Plunder and stuff like that. And then we got these, which is just, like, the worst decks I've ever seen. Like, holy crap. So, yeah, there's that. So, all in all, I will say that the first anniversary campaign was fine. I think for a first anniversary, it's fine. Now, to be fair, the first anniversary for Duel Links wasn't exactly the greatest. In fact, I dare say that it was pretty bad as well. But I think because of the experience that Konami should have had with the with specifically Duel Links, this should have been a little bit better. And they just dropped the ball in a lot of situations, and it's kind of sad. That's all I really have to say. It's kind of sad. I think they could have done a lot more. Could have been a lot better with just a few simple changes, right? And it makes sense because money, right? Making the, I'm not that upset about the alt arts. Sure, I won't have them. That's fine. I don't really care. If I really wanted to, I have alt arts of I could get the alt arts in paper, which would be so much better, right? But in terms of a lot of the other things, specifically the accessories and the icons and what have you, and the specials that they did, it's okay, that's the most disappointing part. Half good, half bad. Let me know what you guys think, because I think this is the main thing that made the first anniversary at least decent. But that's coming from me, who really likes Splight, as well as really likes the metagame and likes the meta decks. So I'd like to know what you guys think. Do you like the meta stuff? Do you not like the meta stuff? Do you think it would have been cooler if they did this or that or the other thing? Try not to be too harsh, because Konami only does, so much. Keep your expectations tempered, but yeah, I think drop the ball in a lot of regards, especially with the festivals. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope that you guys did enjoy it. If you did, Alex, very much so appreciate it. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.